honourable member for Brampton Springdale.
Mr. Speaker, the last time the provincial and territorial housing ministers got together in this country, the federal minister decided not to show up. And tomorrow they will try again to meet and to discuss the future of the federal affordable housing programs set to expire in March 2009. Will the minister leave the provinces and the municipalities to fend for themselves, or will he finally show some leadership and take some action to ensure long-term funding to end the crisis of affordable housing and homelessness in our country?
Yes.
Our caucus is made up of members of Parliament from all parts of Canada, and we're hearing the same issue everywhere we go, which is that Canadians want their national government, their government in Ottawa, to be a full partner with the towns and cities and villages in this country and with provinces working together where everyone has a seat at the table and people are working together to solve important problems like urban issues of housing and homelessness.
My name is Ruby Dalla, and I'm the Member of Parliament for Brampton Springdale and the critic for social development for the Liberal Party. Just to echo upon what not only my colleague, Mr. Paul Zed, but also Councillor Steeves and Deputy Mayor Hogg had echoed, when we take a look at the issue of affordable housing, when we take a look at the issue of homelessness, it is an issue that really knows no barriers and knows no boundaries. Having traveled across the country, having met with many stakeholders, organizations, advocacy groups from coast to coast to coast, I can tell you that we have a real crisis in this country. Last week, or about a few weeks back, we had the first meeting that took place of provincial and territorial housing ministers in Vancouver. It was much to my shock and unfortunate, I think, dismay of many organizations and activists across this country that the federal minister, Monty Solberg, decided to boycott that particular meeting. And it is with, I think, a great deal of pride that many of us have seen that the minister will be meeting with his provincial and territorial counterparts tomorrow. We need to have federal leadership, we need to have action. And as has been mentioned by the FCM, the three major programs that provide funding to these organizations, the Affordable Housing Program, the Homelessness Initiative, the Residential Rehabilitation Program, are all due to expire by March 2009. We have organizations and advocacy groups and Canadians across this country who rely and depend upon that funding. We need to have a government which is going to provide the leadership to show national long-term funding, to have a national long-term plan when it comes to the issue of affordable housing and homelessness. We need to have the federal government at the table to ensure that there is that commitment, that there is that opportunity for the future, so those 1.5 million Canadians that live and have a core housing need have a roof over their head. In a time of economic growth, in a time of economic surplus, in a time of economic prosperity in our nation, we must ensure that the voices of the vulnerable are heard, that people have a roof, that people have shelter over their head. And I would hope that the meeting tomorrow with the federal government and the provincial and territorial ministers is going to result in some action, is going to result in some commitments to ensure that these individuals, these organizations, these advocacy groups, and these Canadians, most importantly, are no longer left in limbo. Thank you.